stickler for details.
I never stared deeply into Luna's eyes, but now I am.
Now you are. The beautiful purple eyes. It's something I noticed, you know, I'm always zooming in onto heroes. Shadow Demon. Okay.
Alright. Well, I wonder if that's a block pick, because I don't see it being particularly good for execution.
I guess it's good against lasso initiations, but it does definitely feel like you're not getting Luna SD in this game. It feels like 70% block pick and maybe 20% it's good against Batrider, then 10% it's decent overall. As Invoker is the pick for next gen, as we saw that one coming a mile away. Now Execration with no OD in the pool. What are they going to be looking at here for Gabby? You know, his puck is exceptional, but is this a good puck game?
It's not bad. Puck is definitely good at kind of playing the high tempo game. You have good partners for the puck, because right now, whenever you look at a puck, you look at if your team has good Veil, basically magic damage, right? Nyx deals a bunch, Ogre deals a decent amount. But I think they should be looking for a mid that could take advantage of the Shadow Demon disruption. I think the Mirana Arrow is probably the first thing that comes to mind. For now, we're going to get the safe lane pickup here for a Weaver.
I didn't see that coming at all. I did not see that coming at all. I guess the limited catch here from next gen, you know, Batrider Lasso and a few Invoker spells. I've got no good hard lockdown, and if Weaver gets that Lincoln Sphere at a reasonable time, we'll have a free run in this game, it feels like, potentially.
Yeah, one of the better safe lane against this Batrider Undying setup, right? The K does hurt him pretty badly early on, where, you know, Weaver doesn't exactly have the highest strength to start with. But if he plays it carefully, he should be able to backstab and get kills. And also, Weaver is probably one of the best hero to kind of TP and backstab with the Swarm. My biggest question is whether he's going to be maxing Swarm this game or his Gemini attack as his second ability.
5 seconds remaining.
Should be an interesting one. As next gen remove the Tinker out, I would have been able to delay this game and stop these kind of 5-man pushes in with a Luna Undying Batriding. They've got a lot of heavy tower pressuring heroes, either through actual just physical damage onto towers or standing around them and not allowing you to clear waves with the initiations they've got. But the final hero is the 5-role support, which is interesting. We very rarely see teams nowadays leave the 5-role for the final pick, and Disruptor. That would have been a good catch-all against Weaver and Nyx Assassin, just able to counter-initiate, send people back to base when they TP in to play aggressively. Does anything come to mind here for next gen to actually pick up in that support role?
I like Silencer. It's very weak in the sense that you don't have a lot of lockdown, but it makes that Batrider initiation so much scarier, right? He grabs one, you global immediately. You get the 1 kill, and you chase for more. But maybe now with a sniper picked up, they need perhaps another support that could close the distance and close the gap. I think Disruptor was kind of the perfect band though for Execration, because that's definitely the first hero I think to when I am looking for a support that counters Weaver.
Especially for a 5, right? With the Undying in the 4-role, kind of roaming around or playing aggressively in the off lane, you need not just a hero that can maybe close the gap, but also a good zoning support against Nyx, which is impossible pretty much when he's got a couple of Mangos and a Tango burning through with like 23 HP regen a second. It's kind of crazy. Now, you often mention Jakiro when we come to the talk of supports. In this game, against the Nyx Assassin, Liquid Fire is pretty decent. You've got some great tower push to supplement into your Luna and Undying. Ice Path is kind of an added bit of not just down here. You've got some decent range against the sniper, but does it add enough?
I think Jakiro might have been a liability even, because you're spreading so much DOT around, and you could get spiked. And if you get spiked against this lineup, a Shrapnel just becomes your death, because Jakiro is kind of the slower support, if you will. Instead, they go for Rubik, which honestly doesn't offer too much of anything, right? Rubik's one of those heroes that you pick it when you're confident, when you have a Rubik player. It doesn't give you the greatest lockdown. It doesn't. I mean, I don't even think that's a great pick here. You have Sakuchi as a steal, but I'm not sold.
Yeah, it feels like Sakuchi is like the only thing that's worth stealing, honestly. Maybe like Assassinate or
Shrapnel's good. Shrapnel's good.
Yeah, Shrapnel's pretty decent. But Rubik's one of the few heroes, or definitely few supports, that has a disable that doesn't do damage, right? Against the Nyx Carapace, you can just telekinesis and drag him back and waste the Carapace so you can continue fighting against him. So there's definitely that bonus for Seal here on the Rubik to lock down the Nyx when he's being a little pest at the very least. But thanks to creation, Gabby up on the top with the Weaver. 3-4-3 Shadow Demon and Chemo playing the Ogre. Gonna sit just behind Abed.
Look at this Rubik. He's got the biggest hook nose I've ever seen in my life.
Oh god. Oh,
what is this?
It was so back in the Middle Ages or whenever it was when the plague was out there. The Europeans had the doctors that would cure people of the plague with their herbs and spices and their smoke and all that stuff. And they'd wear these long masks. You can see them in Assassin's Creed, a lot of the Assassin's Creed games. And they wear these masks that would have like herbs and spices and shit like in the nose to protect them from the plague. That's what the.
Is that like actually scientifically legit?
Oh no. This is back in the day when they believed in all sorts of nonsense. But they'll initiate on the top rune spot. The disruption's already down for 3-4-3. The Sunstrike comes through and will pop him. I've got the first blood in the meantime. The back end, Nyx Assassin kills off the Rubik, so a 1-for-1 trade so far. But Abed is forced back to his tier 1. Batrider with a sticky napalm. Spam down onto him, but he's got under tower, and this damage might be his undoing as the shrapnel and the Nyx stun come through, and Batrider's going to give his life here across the Abed Sniper. Oh, an absolute massacre at the top rune spot. Who even got the runes? Bounty for SD, and oh, there's a bounty in bottom lane that hasn't even been taken yet.
DJ, he's just like, okay. Wait,
he doesn't. DJ? He does what? Oh, there we go. He's realized now. He's pinged it. He's like, guys, what?
All right.
But I hit enter. And I'm like, right, bounty run by SD, and then I see no one's taken the other one.
All right. So I mean, both teams had a very strong level 1, but I think Shrapnel kind of reigns supreme there, right? It's such a big AOE. You have 3 of them. The other one being Undying Decay, but again, you can't put 3 out at the same time.
It's an aggressive tri-lane from the Radiant team. Rubik, Undying, and Luna. So the Batrider's in a 1v1 against the Nyx Assassin, which I guess for the first few levels, Bat should do okay, right? Until Nyx gets like a Quelling Blade. He's got a Magic Stick already, so this might actually go poorly here for the Bat.
I mean,
but fight up at top.
DJ's got the stick, right? So he's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got the bounty and the first. Did he get the first splitter? He got one of the kills.
Yeah.
So it's definitely got more gold to work with.
I mean, once he gets Quelling Blade, this lane pretty much is won by DJ, I think. So Abed in a 1v1 against Invoker. He's already outlast hitting him pretty decently. Different Heaven. Struggling a little bit in the initial stages. Look at that denies coming out of him. 5 and 4 on the Sniper, while it's a 2 and 3 Invoker. And the skirmishes we've already seen up at top lane kind of break down a little bit. Disruptions and Shikuchis and Radiant not holding on to... they do. They've got sentries on the Rubiks, but just not placed any yet for the Shikuchi Weaver.
Yeah. I'm not exactly sure how this Radiant offlane is able to kill the Weaver. Like, if Gabby just plays it safe, his supports are nearby with Disruption. I mean, I don't think a lift into a Lucent Beam or anything like that is going to get it done, so... I find this very curious. I mean, of course they're looking to kind of stop the farm of Gabby, but because of the pull that's being done on the Dire side, he is getting farmed.
They're also not applying any pressure to the Sniper. All of these supports, I guess the fact they've held the Ogre in lane means that he can't roam and be a nuisance anywhere else, but he's doing a pretty good job up at top lane, just bullying back the Undying and Rubik regardless. Weaver being doubled up on here by Sad Boy. Luna's last hits are racing ahead a little bit. So they've got Observe Wards and Sentries down, but with the Ogre just walking into the creep wave, it makes it a little bit easier for Gabby to get some CS. They've moved Undying in towards the back, as this is a really weird, disjointed fight. Undying is being left to his own devices here, and Chemo goes in with a Fire Blast. Luna tries to turn it back around with a Sunstrike through. No, doesn't catch Gabby, who Shikuchi's back around. There's the Undying Decay back onto them. Chemo, he's getting himself healed up decently with Stick Charges. The Disruptor's down as well. Gabby has another Shikuchi. Stick Charges to go on top of that, and they get a 1-for-1 trade-off. 3-4-3. Oh, he might drop to the Lucent Beam. Comes in with a Fade Ball as well, but look at Luna's HP. One more Shikuchi is all Gabby needs. He's going to give up on the kill, though. Doesn't want to go in too deep.
I mean, there was nothing left, right? Should have been going for the kill, but
yeah.
I guess he wanted to Creeps? Question mark. By the way, that was so well played by how do you say his name? Yasi.
I guess so. Make it up as you go along, Lumi.
He had Soul Rip for the longest time, right? But he just waited. He wanted to bait them in, and when he was almost in danger of dying, he then Soul Rip. And then XctN is like, oh great, we're actually not going to get the kill in time. He did eventually end up dying, but they got the first kill out of that engagement, and that was a big one.
And now with the wave pushed into this tier 1, they don't need both supports here. The Rubik, and kind of fortunately finds an Invis Rune, Telekinesis, Sniper down to the low ground, and that's perfect play. Abed in a lot of trouble as the cold snap and the right clicks come through, even with that salve. Very unlikely to survive there, but tried his best. That's perfect timing from NG.
Yeah. I mean, Rubik's definitely one of those X Factor heroes, depending how he plays and what his movement across the map. He can be essentially the best support in the game, but you just rarely see that happening. But well, so far he's got a good track record for making it happen. Top lane though, fights are happening.
Don't get the stun though. Chemo lifted his arms and was looking for the Fire Blast, but Luna a little bit too quick on her feet. And even with a stun, she's got 16 stick charges to get herself a nice bit of burst heal. So maybe it wasn't Chemo missing out on the stun, but cancelling it himself, realizing that they would never get the kill there. Regardless, down in bottom lane, Batrider gets the bottle refilled by the Rubik. He's struggling a little bit against this Nyx Assassin. You know, keeping up in terms of CS, but definitely burning through a lot of regen to do so.
I wonder if this Batrider ever has killing potential on the Nyx, right? Nyx, if he just level ups his stun, like or level ups his Spike Carapace, I don't think he'll die. In fact, DJ finds level 6 from the rune, pops the Mango and goes for a kill attempt. Should be able to get it against the Batrider.
It's gonna be close. I guess if
neutrals?
Bat neutrals. Nyx lifted. Oh, 15 HP. Batrider's escaped and comes the Ogre with an Ignite, but Chemo not going to be able to secure that one. They forced the Batrider out of lane at the very least, giving Nyx Assassin some added free time to farm. But again, this is an Ogre that has shown on bot lane, and the pressure, you can already feel it. It will come up at top. The Luna moves forward very aggressively. Stick charges are there, and the Undying gets himself forward with a DD rune. Soul Rip's available as well. Luna was forced back just a little bit too quick to move forward there, it feels.
Yep. Well, I kind of doubted the NGE top offensive lane, but it seems like it's been working out. And if you just simply look at the CS, right, Luna is a good 10 ahead in front of Gabby, so far so good here. I imagine, though, we're going to see a lane rotation fairly quickly. Generally, it's around this time in the game where the safe laner gets back to the safe laner and rides away.
Rubik and Bat lift back into the Firefly, but DJ is so hard to kill. In fact, he turns to look maybe to fight this one. He's got his Vendetta and his stun available. The Flame Break pushes him back a little bit, but there's no way you're killing this guy, right? Sunstrike? Oh dear. Oh dear, the dust expended as well. Just a little bit of a calamity of errors there as Bat no longer has Firefly, and DJ still has the dust on him, so he's slowed down a bunch and cannot go back on top of the Batrider just yet, but he's looking for this. Ignite down, Vendetta hit is there, the stuns come through, the control is down, Telekinesis drags Nyx back, but the Batrider's stuck around for way too long.
Oh.
Chemo.
Break damage, DOT, Chemo might actually go down possibly.
Yep. Got it.
Alright.
Dodge the stun. DJ finds the Rubik. They've got another Ignite, level 2 as well, with the Fire Blast available. The Fade Bolt finds the Ogre in time, and DJ can't turn to secure the kill. Ogre thought that he was able to hide in the fog and they wouldn't have vision of him during the nighttime, but top lane, they're going to go in onto the Luna. Weaver, Shikuchi's forward, the disruption down. They've got the Swarm to fly across as well. The Tombstone's dropped. They've got to focus something. They focus the Luna, the jump forward, the Shikuchi in, but they can't secure. The Batrider's here, and the time lapse will return Gabby back to a previous state of safety.
Lasso can actually get into...
There's no flame break.
Oh, Gabby.
Oh, I'm looking at the Invoker though, man. DJ. Oh no! No! DJ loses out on the kill to a neutral over in the Radiant jungle. Very close to just finding a simple swipe down onto the Invoker.
Alright, there's definitely a lot of clowning around. Not that the players are making misplays, it's just that these fights are very kind of crazy. Everyone's at low HP. But as we speak of this, Seal finds himself level 6 on Rubik. So it's time for him to get his groove going. The best Seals right now is Shrapnel as well as Sakuchi, but getting a good, Ignite could start the fight in your favor as well.
Batrider has expended Firefly and now disrupted up again with a swarm setup. Gabby just piles into him, and Batrider a little bit too big for his boots there. Gets caught out by the supports rotating in. And you look at the rest of the Radiant team, where are they? They're regenerating back in Fountain, they're respawning, and trying to move across the map. Likely to smoke up here with the three of them. No level 6 on Luna though. Rubik has hit level 6 before your Luna. Is interesting to see.
You know when I said that they should have swapped the Luna to the safe lane?
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes ago? Well, they should have swapped the Luna to the safe lane 3 minutes ago.
Okay. Point taken. Maybe they'll
complete
find a
no.
turnaround though. There's a Sunstrike. Telekinesis perfectly placed. Well played by NG. And they go in onto Chemo as well. The Shrapnel stolen by Rubik slows the Ogre and gets himself a double kill. Great sort of movement in here as 4 heroes converge into this middle lane and kill off 2.
Yeah, I no longer doubt this Rubik pick. He has done way too much work, and NG does have Sentry plays both sides of the map. They will see DJ's movement and rotation. In fact, they could lift him up and steal Vendetta. Or not. Rubik not in position.
DJ Carapace himself away. TP in a bunch of heroes here. Sniper as well as Ogre, as they do spot out that sentry ward. Sentries for sentries. But they've moved the Luna down on bottom lane now, Lumi. So level 7 will hit. She'll start to get at least a bit of free farm down there. Now, Execration, do they send their 2 supports plus the Nyx to go and try and hunt and catch them?
Yeah,
Smoke
that
up.
seems to be the move, but at the same time, it's a very pronounced move. And Rubik, in a position to break smoke, he might actually tank one for the team. Drops a Sentry Ward immediately, will get Demonic Purge. Lift, and he will be dead. But here comes the Eclipse, though. The damage output is insane. Shadow Demon will be the first one to die. Rubik's still surviving for a little bit longer. He will die to the Ignite, but perhaps that's going to mean that Execration will lose a lot more hero. Gabby has joined in. DJ going for the tomb. He will die to the Sentry Ward, previously placed by the Rubik. Now Sapboy will be a Sapboy as Gabby comes in and takes him down. Ogre still tanking through all of that. Yahtzee will be the next one to go down. He will make a fight out of it. Soul Rip, not going to be enough here. Gabby joins in for a double kill. That Blightstone has a lot of value for fights like those.
Absolutely. And you see the Ogre with level 2 Bloodlust. It's a level 7 Ogre just like spamming out Ignite, and like 3 Ignites that fight. And Shadow Demon and Nyx Assassin, sure enough, they kind of throw themselves into the meat grinder there as Seal will steal Shikuchi and a Dust and jumps himself forward. Gabby has time-lapsed though. Telekinesis into Sunstrike. Is it on time? No! Gabby gets himself back, but Seal has a Sentry Ward and Telekinesis in 10 seconds. Really well played by this Rubik so far.
Yeah, he definitely knows his limits. Played this hero, I imagine, quite a bit. Although, I'm not sure whether his item choices are great. The Tranquil Boots will help him protect against snipers as well as the Weaver, but he will need a bigger mana pool. I imagine his next item will solve that problem, but who knows when he'll get there.
Well, great Observer Ward as well on top of the Sentry. They see the TP's down, and with the damage onto Gabby, they take the dominating streak away. They were trying to smoke wraparound here. Ogre and Nyx Assassin. But the combo plays from NG just a little bit too strong. They're going to try and hunt this Invoker. The pings come out. Different Heaven is low on mana. He's got a Midas to use and Forge Spirits to throw out. This Midas might be his undoing. Moves forward to Midas the range creep, and that's going to be his death. Assassinate. Nyx Assassin Vendetta secures it.
Yep. Both teams definitely moving very well in terms of kind of predicting the enemy team's movement as well as trying to get their own objective. Meanwhile, we do have DJ porting bottom. I do believe that's a Vendetta stolen, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rubik won't have the mana pool to use it right now, but, level 1 spell steal does last quite a while, so he could hang on to that, maybe look towards ganking a bed on the mid lane.
That's a good way to get up into the Sniper's face, even with the Dragonlance up for Sniper now.
Radiant's middle tower is
Move
under
up towards the
attack.
top lane, and one of the things here is Execration. They do need to start thinking about taking down these tier 1 towers, because you just know that NG, within the next 2 or 3 minutes, maybe even within the next minute or so, They'll be grouping up around your tier 1s and just shoving in super hard. Undying Tombstone gets dropped. They've got Invoker Double Forge Spirits. And the Luna offers you so much pushing power just with that raw aura. Soon to have the Dragonlance as well, giving the additional range for right clicks to come out. I think.
Yeah, you normally look at a team that has like a Weaver Swarm as well as Shrapnel. You look at that team and be like, okay, this team would defend towers pretty well, but top lane here, Vendetta strike out. Sunstrike missed though. And because of that, CL would be unable to set up that kill.
Gabby's reasonably tanky now anyway. Magic Stick, Dragonlance. A Ring of Health could move into the Lincoln Sphere if he so desires. You know, against Batrider and Rubik, it's a pretty good pickup. What do you think the sniper's going to go for, though? Because that's the one big question mark I have.
You know, standard sniper items, right? Hurricane Pike, Maelstrom, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go anything crazy like a Lincoln's himself to protect against the Batrider. Generally, I think for a hero like Sniper, it's not really about the item choices you go for, but more so about your positioning, as well as your teammates' positioning. Because Sniper has one job, just lay out damage, be annoying. And a lot of it comes down to the positioning.
Be an unstoppable form of damage which you can't jump on and kill. Batrider purged at top. And he did get his Firefly off, though. Gabby wants this tier 1 tower. It's dropped to 200 HP, but you look at the Invoker who's moved himself across here. Aquila Midas doesn't finish off the drums or go for the Boots of Travel or anything like that. He's heading straight into Aghanim Scepter, it looks like.
That's super interesting, because I imagine when you're up against a Sniper as well as a Weaver, you have a bit of time to farm, because Weaver is one of those heroes that takes quite a while to come online. Same thing with Sniper. So I thought he would have went for something like a BOT to
bottom
improve his
lane.
economy.
They've jumped it on Luna. That's a great impale from the Rubik. Stolen, turn around with a 3-man stun. Comes in with the Sunstrike as well. But DJ carapaces it off. Seal is absolutely monstrous on this Rubik, apparently.
It's also a very good ice and water Pokemon, but this game, he is the Grand Magus.
What does Seal evolve into? Is it Dugong?
It's a Dugong.
Yeah.
It's a derpy ass thing.
A thing, just a thing.
Yeah. I don't know what the animal is supposed to be.
I mean, a Dugong.
A bigger seal.
A Dugong is an animal.
I mean, they're supposed to be based around animals, right?
Yeah. A manatee, maybe? I don't know.
No, I thought manatee's the thing that with the wings, the wing-looking thing.
Well, manatee's like a big, fat, like elephant in the water.
Wait,
oh god,
Seal just set up another kill.
Yeah, we're talking about Pokemon, and I've missed a kill.
And I imagine he's getting Blink next. All right, guys, I'm down on this replay. I am watching this Rubik play.
He's done particularly well. He's only 1,000 net worth behind the Batrider with all the kills he's set up. But he's 5, 2, and 8. He's been a part of like 2/3 of the kills of his team.
No, his team has 13 kills. 5 and 8 adds up to 13.
Oh god.
He's in every kill.
He's in every kill. For some reason, I didn't count the 5. I just counted the 8. I'm brain dead apparently. Mid lane, 3-4-3. Oh, good stun from DJ. Catches 3. Turns it back around and says, "Okay, Rubik, I can do what you can do better." 3-4-3. Forge Spread is not going to finish him off just yet. He turns around again. Oh no. He does die to the Forge Spirit. Assassinate landed in the back end. DJ, where are you doing? Kills the Undying.
Yo, this game is the game of Craygasms. Everybody making big plays. Rubik going for, instead of a Blink, going for that Aether Lens. Interesting. I thought you would go Blink just to get up on that Sniper's face to initiate for your team, but I guess he has a lot of confidence on his Batrider to do just that.
Got the Sniper DPSing out. Execration though, they've got their eyes set on all these tier 1s and on this Radiant jungle. You look at the ward coverage here. One towards the mid lane in between where tier 1, 2 is standing. One towards like bot rune spot kinda on that ramp, the entrance to the jungle, and a fresh one just placed down towards the south of the jungle. It's just like a full line across the map, right? On the opposite side of the river, saying, okay, we'll take tier 1s, we'll see where you're coming from. With one tier 1 standing up at top lane for the Dire team, 3-4-3's there, leeching experience and trying to get a bit of gold, kind of realizing this is where the next fight's going to happen, so he set himself up for this. I don't know if he's going to be bait and try and force NG to fight around the tier 1 while the rest of his team takes tier 2 at bottom lane.
I mean, you could call it a bait. You could just drop a meteor and run away. Now, this line of wards really facilitate a playstyle like a Slarks, you know? You want to be in the enemy jungle.
Under attack.
The fact that you're doing it for a Weaver and a Sniper, again, is definitely something that I haven't seen before, but now we're going to see this fight being set up. Invoker in the prime position. Here we go.
Yeah, telekinesis not even needed with the lasso and combo from Invoker. Seal, Shikuchi's forward, he's looking for another target. Abed, oh, can he get in range? Can he get in range? The Ether Lens will allow him to do so, and the Shikuchi moves forward. The Fade Bolt. I've got enough damage to maybe find a kill, but Nyx jumps in, stuns up the Batrider. Carapace was there as well, and the Vendetta will secure the kill as Different Heaven turns to fight Abed. Oh, the shrapnel's being dropped, but that cold snap will be his demise. As Invoker, not sure you're getting out of this one, especially with the multicast and all the damage from DJ. Two big key heroes lost by Execration, but equally, next gen, they lose a couple of their own.
Seal has stolen Vendetta on his way out, but definitely a big teamfight victory here by Execration. Actually, maybe not, right? They lost both of their cores just for Invoker. Yeah. And they did defended this tower, so not too bad here for NG.
And they got the tier 1 top, I guess. Well, Luna with a lot of money now, but she is all alone. Pops the Eclipse to turn back into 3-4-3, and Gabby and Shadow Demon will lose his life for this. Somehow, Sad Boy still alive, but with one more Shikuchi forward. There really isn't a way to escape. The Swarm actually gets the kill. The little bug tickles him down. Oh, mid lane, the TP out. Was that Chemo TPing back to base?
Yeah, there was. I think Yasuo a little bit slow on the Arcane, because Seal didn't have mana for the Telekinesis until the Arcane came. And by the time the Arcane came, Chemo's already out. So this game's definitely been back and forth, but the network graph does show the Radiant team a little bit more ahead. And that is concern for a Sniper-based team. Sniper is one of those heroes that plays a lot more comfortably when he's ahead in terms of the net worth graph, but Sniper at the same time one of the best high ground defending hero. So I think this is going to be more of a long drawn out game where, you know, high ground for both sides is going to have to be defended.
And what has Nyx gone for? He didn't go for the Hand of Midas.
Yeah.
Went for the Blink and Force Staff. More mobility for them.
I'm somewhat surprised about the Force Staff. I thought this was a prime game to go some.
Maybe so, but I agree. I fully expected to click on the Nyx and see a Midas and a point booster, you know, after the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, he's been playing so well. I mean, let's not question him. Maybe he feels like he needs to be very kind of mobile in the fights. I think his job number one in these fights is just to disable the Batrider, as well as disable the Invoker. That's a lot to ask for, but those kind of mobility items will definitely help out in that regard.
Good observables again from Execration, going to spot the movement of NG. All up towards this top lane. As DJ, I don't need him to go in too deep with the Vendetta. He can just sort of sit back a little bit, look for some stragglers. Seal's telling him to come back and defend tier 2 at the mid lane. That was where Execration was starting to pile up towards. But with Weaver farming jungle now, finishing the Lincoln Sphere is a huge deal for Gabby. That's going to be completed and sent out to him, and that's when maybe they group up, look towards Roshan. So they have so much vision watching for the movement sort of across the map. They know that NG have been top lane. They know that Roshan is relatively open, and Gabby will Shikuchi away as well, and there's a perfect scan. Again, Execration, they feel this one coming. They've definitely got more into the stride of this game now.
Yeah, when you have the opposing jungle like warded up 80% of the time and you see 3 heroes missing off the map, it definitely will help you have a much better idea locating where they are. DJ now on the backstab. Firefly is running out, so the vision advantage is going to be gone. Chemo gets lifted up, but not too much comes off of it.
Vendetta though, DJ, he's managed to find the Undying. Sunstrike will get thrown out just to try and find a bit of chip damage, but they've also given away some gold here with a tombstone dropping to the Ogre. At the very least, the rest of them will extract and seal. I don't know what this Rubik he just stands around. He does stuff. He's got an observer ward down. Like honestly, he's everywhere. He's not just sitting behind someone to save with telekinesis or to steal a big spell. He is everywhere, doing everything for his team.
I mean, that's why I guess they fifth pick Rubik, right? Like, on paper, it wasn't a great pick, but look, when you have Seal on your team, it's a good pick. All right, I do want to ask you, how good do you think NG's high ground defense is? Because I feel like we're approaching to that point where Execration is leading each engagement a little bit by little bit, and NG really needs to be tested in terms of defense. You talked about the hero being very good at pushing, but is the flip side also true?
It depends how the push comes, right? Because if Execration can get high ground vision and Sniper just chips away at the tower, they put Lincolns on the Sniper and everyone else hides, then their defense is close to zero. Like they can't go and jump on the Sniper and find him when he's got Lincolns applied to him. But if the attack comes as like a full frontal, I think it's relatively decent. They blink lasso, Sunstrike Meteor to find the numbers advantage, Tombstone gets dropped, and then Luna throws out the Eclipse. They've got good ways. Another way to look at it, I think, is if the fight breaks out and gets drawn into their base, it's going to be very good. If the push takes place sort of outside of their base, close to the ramp, then it's going to be bad for them, as Nyx Assassin is found over in the dire jungle. But in the meantime, Roshan's being taken.
Okay, here's what I've learned a little bit watching this game, is that if I'm playing against a good Rubik, as Nyx, I'm always gonna Vendetta and then immediately spike, so that when I'm roaming out the map and I get discovered, like he just did, I don't give away Vendetta. I will give away spike instead. Seems like Seal is getting way too much Vendetta. Speaking of which,
he has it right.
Seal's right there.
He is Vendetta'd up. There's the damage of the Tombstone drop. The look for the Sunstrike onto Chemo, but it's a little mistimed. Still find the kill. And the Cold Snap and the Firefly on top. Gabby escapes with a time lapse, and they close off the advance with a few shrapnels here and there. Scary stuff though when the NG lineup materialize inside your jungle. They've got no vision or anything like that. It's just Ogre walks into them and dies.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, that's another downside of warding so aggressively, is that you don't have enough wards to keep your side of the map decked out. DJ, I suppose, he's the one that's supposed to be providing the information. And he is. Looks like there's another Sappho Wizardry on this Nyx Assassin. Is he thinking about something like Yules?
Oh, he's going to be thinking about where he went wrong as he's Sunstruck. That's a good save from 343. He's got Blink and Force Staff. The Carapace is there, but using your Blink inside the Firefly is just not available to you. Oh, Batrider. I feel the pain of Weaver and Sniper, though. I don't know if they can chase this one any further. Seal wants to steal the Shikuchi. He gets it as well. There's no reveal here. From Vendetta to Shikuchi, now hides in the trees, and Gabby doesn't find him. They think he's in here. He's in a little corner somewhere. Oh man, they've got to know now. They signal.
Oh,
dear lord.
they don't know. They do. Know. He's in the trees.
They don't know where he is now. Oh yes, they do. They're pinging. He's here. He's there. He's everywhere. Seal. TP's out. What a guy.
What a guy indeed. All right. I don't know what to say. I'm getting flashbacks of Kuroki, FY, everybody.
The FY Rubik.
And his name is just so like innocuous. It's
Seal. Just a cute little seal. Oh, he's an absolute beast. I mean, he can be flashy all he wants, but it's not going to win you games just spamming Shikuchi and jumping around. It'll annoy Execration. But NG, they've got that BKB on Luna now, 10-second charge, Invoker with the Lincoln Sphere. This is where they start to get themselves back into the swing of things themselves, you know. You're looking at Aegis expiring in another couple of minutes. They've got 2 minutes left on that. Just bide your time as Next Generation. Get yourselves a little bit of leeway. But definitely look towards these observer wards around the Roshan pit, observer wards on this dire side of the map. Make sure you know where Execration are kind of smoking towards you from.
You know, as this game develops more and more, I just feel like NG doesn't really have an answer for a bit. I mean, technically they do, like with the Batrider. Maybe Seal with Sakushi going in, but it's not very reliable, especially with DJ constantly protecting the sniper with his spike carapace against the Firefly Batrider. So as the push comes, whether it's a frontal push or whether it's sniper just sending in the front with Lincolns on him, I just feel like NG really needs to kind of make a wraparound play, as they're doing right now. They cannot fight head up. They need to surprise them.
The smoke from Execration gets them into a good position, but NG, they knew it was there, and they're in even a better one with Lasso onto Ogre, and the Eclipse, well, cancelled out by the Carapace a little bit there. The Meteor not going to land onto anyone. Gabby repositions to get himself some damage down onto the Batrider, but the Shukuchi forward, he puts himself behind enemy lines, but they've got so much sustain here, and Abed is being forced back out with a Deafening Blast there. Execration just being shredded. DJ try and
Tornado?
move himself back in. But Gabby's away. Well, Radiant Observer Ward saw a lot more than Execration expected.
DJ's still on the hunt. He's gonna get himself a courier kill. Bang. Oh, too fast. Maybe he'll get it on the way back.
It's only a buckler, right?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's a buckler, right? You pop it for your armor for the creeps.
Oh, this is where the push comes in from Next Generation. I honestly, I expected a little bit earlier, but they've done well to bide their time and make sure they've got the items they need, and it's going to come in one fell swoop. Illusions of Luna are made, and the stun will not land from DJ's. Aegis expires, and Ogre sent up into the air with the ice wall down. He's slowed a hell of a lot. Execration do force back NG away from their tier 3. It's just not the position you want to be in.
NG really wanted to force out the buyback to make a bit.
I don't know, it's not sudden, but like the past 5 minutes, the shift of NG being able to move across the river and this Weaver Rubik being able to shift in and out of fights. Execration forced the issue. I don't know if they necessarily needed to, but also put themselves in a position where there were so many avenues of aggression, you know, around this Radiant jungle, where there's 4 places they could be initiated on. I feel like they should have just like moved towards high ground, and like if you're by the tier 3 ramp, you know where you're going to get initiated from. It's either from behind or from the front.
I think the reason they chose to make the move that they did is because they had Aegis, right? They wanted to make use of it as it was timing out, and I think honestly they came pretty prepared, right? They had a high ground observer ward here. They had smoked up supports here. I mean, and at the same time, that was the angle that they got attacked with. So they had perfect vision. Technically, that was their fight. But I think Batrider was just a little bit too fast. And goddammit, they need to have sentries. They need to have sentries so Seal doesn't just run crazy in these fights. I mean...
Or a gem.
Or a gem,
Rubik has a gem now. He's a step ahead. As you're speaking about reveal, he's got that gem on himself. I mean, we saw 343 by a Blink Dagger. Now he's got pretty much half of his Force Staff, if that's what he's aiming towards. A pipe for the Ogres there. Well, these items, I don't give you that map control. I don't give you that vision over the Vendetta. Shukuchi stealing Grand Magus. Well, Sniper, Hurricane Pike and Mjolnir. Needs a little more damage. He's got the Bloodlust attack speed behind him, and that's something that we can definitely look forward to, is Ogre just, you know, pumping Sniper and Weaver full of steroids with the Bloodlust onto them. But without any defensive nature items, you know, no BKBs. I guess Lincoln's kind of counts for Gabby, but that's like a one-time use. But against Firefly, Undying, Tombstone, Decay, Eclipse, they're going to need BKB soon. On there.
They have a pipe on chemo, so
it's a little more
as well as
damage. He's got the Bloodlust attack speed behind him. That's something that we can definitely look forward to. Is
measure, so it's
Ogre
not
just,
all that
you know,
bad, but yeah, down the line they definitely want BKB. Although I mean, this lineup it's hard to itemize against, right? Because you know, BKB is not necessarily good against the Batrider Lasso, where if you don't go BKB, Eclipse and Invoker spells do a lot of damage, and then there's a lot of physical damage on this team as well. So I think it's more of NG having a fairly well-rounded lineup when it comes to stuns and damage output. Batrider scouts the fact that Roche is alive, but not exactly sure whether they could actually take it.
Well, maybe with Alacrity and Forge Spirits, they can give it a little bit of a poke into the pit. Sad Boy stands around. Oh, it's a good illusion rune. I think with that, maybe decide to just go back and farm some creep camps a little bit. Nice efficient stuff, but they've grouped up on high ground and the courier's bringing them out of smoke. I've never seen that courier before in my life. What the frick is that? Wibbly. Oh, is that the
Isn't
new...
that the battle pass?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I don't care for it. It's like a rabbit with ear wings.
Hey now, somebody out there definitely spent hours working on this.
Yeah, and I have the right to have the opinion that I don't like it.
Okay.
I respect their work.
You goddamn Brit! Every Brit is like this.
I respect their hard time, their work, their dedication, but I don't like it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's a pretty nifty move there. They tried to go for, expecting Execration to be, high ground tier 3 defending. They go for a smoke and cheeky move with the Batrider looking for the lasso, and with that they realise Execration have all flashed top. They've shown they've pushed tier 3 up a top lane, and Roshan looks like it's going to be theirs. It's not the fastest, but with the Alacrity pumping through onto the Luna, I'll be able to secure this without too much contest from 343 and co.
Yeah, Execration doesn't really have a lineup that could challenge Roche that easily. You don't have like a, I don't know, a Darkseer or a Ancient Apparition to throw an Ice Blast into the pit. And don't give it up.
A gem for the Nyx and a BKB for the Sniper, the two big pickups for Execration now. Tier 2 tower. I always feel like this tier 2 bottom lane for the Dire team is like the bane of your existence if you're trying to defend it. Because you either need to defend it like out here in this box or not at all. Because if you start defending like anywhere around these areas, you just get boxed in. Like people can come around the back, people can come in from the side, Firefly can come in from this side. It's like the most awkward tower to defend.
A lot of times you just watch it go, like what just happened.
Yeah.
Batrider's still Fireflying over the side. I'm surprised that he doesn't have the gem. Because, a lot of his mission is to find that Nyx, know where he is, and don't get spiked.
They put the trust in Seal. Seal is the gem holder. He is the chosen one.
Well,
Lincoln's Luna. On top of BKB.
for what?
Demonic Purge?
So for what?
Demonic Purge? Like, I don't know. I mean, what is there? There's Fire Blast, Mana Burn, Assassinate, Demonic Purge. Oh, Disruption. Disruption's so good against Luna before she BKBs, right? The illusion's coming out of Execration, but the initiation starts towards this middle river. And Tombstone is dropped, and the Assassinate comes out of Seal, but he steals out. The Shadow Poison, not the best one to go for, but the Eclipse are going to come out on the back end as they look for a kill onto the Ogre. Sad Boy, yeah, he's found him. A gem's dropped, and Abed turns to fight. But this is an absolute awful battle for Execration. Going to lose DJ in the back as well. Different Heaven battling against Gabby. Oh, they turn it onto the Invoker. The stun is there as well. The Aegis is gone, but Gabby, he's left to his own devices, has the Shikuchi away and turns to fight. But Sad Boy, BKB with a lasso there, and the damage output looks good. Finishes off the Weaver, and Sniper, well, my friend, you kill the Courier. BKB TP might just be enough and will be enough to get him back to Fountain.
Alright, gems were exchanged back and forth. Looks like Seal's gem is on the Batrider, and DJ's gem ended up on the side of Radiant as well. So the Aegis comes to fruition here as they win a big team fight. DJ hitting some big kind of impales here, but not enough. It was a very awkward angle for heroes like Weaver as well as Sniper to fight. And I think the Radiant basically had a very good ramp advantage, and they also had the Tombstone down.
Yeah, Tombstone on ramp, and either you focus the Tombstone or you lose the fight. Honestly, Sniper was miles and miles away from the actual breakout of where these guys were starting to battle. I mean, the Courier dying is relatively big. That was the Invoker's BKB over on it. So you won't have that for another 2 minutes now. Seal.
I think the game's gonna be slowed down anyways, because there's no Roshan up. I don't think either team is looking to push, so that BKB will likely end up back on the Invoker just in time. So I have to ask you. You talk about the BKB being important on a bed, and he did ultimately end up surviving throughout the whole fight. But do you feel like because he's gone for the BKB that his damage is really lacking?
Oh yeah, his damage is lacking, but against like Invoker and Luna, they're gonna find a way to get up in your face, right? They're gonna find a way to just run towards you, whether it's Ghost Walk or just Luna's like natural movement speed. Hurricane Pike is there as well. And they've been doing a really great job at, we saw 15 minutes in, NGE are great at splitting fights, at sort of shoving, half of Execration away to one side and half to the other side, and then making sure that the sniper doesn't have a barrier of 4 heroes in front of him, which is what he wants. He wants Nyx and Weaver up in front with the Ogre, and him just sitting back and firing pellets at people. Like, this is probably going to be one of the best fights Execration are going to get up on their tier 3. Moving forward, but the lasso is actually caught out the Nyx Assassin with the Eclipse down. The BKB from Luna clears him up, and they walk up onto high ground still. Gabby with the Desolator damage into Sandboy. He's doing a good amount of DPS, and the Assassinate will drop Sandboy. Well, Lincoln's is there. Lincoln's is a good spell.
They trade 1 for 1 here. Gabby looking to mop up that tombstone. I wonder if they're going to actually stay and push. I don't think so. Yeah, Sandboy is way too low. No BKB as well. Not exactly the worst trade here for Execration, and that's something that we mentioned a little bit earlier on in this game was reaching high ground is a totally different story against a sniper. Even with the Bat Rider, right? Like, because of Dragonlance, he just stands so damn far back. It's going to be hard to find him.
So it's not just Luna with the BKB Lincolns, but Invoker has it seems they like the BKB Lincolns combination, and it's something we used to see a lot against Bat Rider. But in this game, I'm still struggling to see. Does it just make them unkillable? Like, can you combine BKB and Lincolns and become invulnerable for 3 seconds?
Well, they didn't die, so
Yeah, it's working.
I guess.
We can't doubt them anymore.
Like 4 or 5 years ago, when I was casting Pinoy Dota, literally everybody got BKB Lincolns, and I just it made no sense. You spent like 10k on 0 damage. But the build has stuck, and now we'll see the jump maybe in the advantage of Execration, or not as they back off.
Scared Execration, back towards top lane, back into their jungle, and a pause. Roshan, another 2 minutes until we find out when the big man's back up, and you mentioned that. It's going to be important for both teams to kind of solidify what they have and allow them to push high ground. Is there a team that especially needs it, or is it just whoever gets it goes and makes the most of it?
Wait, ask that question one more time.
Does either team especially need the Aegis? Like, do you feel that, Execration, because they are a little bit behind, they need the Aegis more than NG to actually go and make something happen, or does NG need this to go and finish the game, the next Roshan, the next Aegis?
I think NG needs a little bit more. I mean, you saw in that previous engagement how close it was to break the high ground. I think Aegis would kind of push NG over the edge. Execration, they have such a good sieging and defending lineup that I think they are probably the team that don't need it as much. I think the bigger thing is, like, what do you give up to get the Aegis, right? Because I think both teams are going to be focusing so much attention on it, where if you try to force the Roshan, you can just get backstabbed and be put in a difficult situation.
Yep.
I guess we're also getting to a point where some of these cores are getting to 6 slots, right? Where Aegis, they might not have a slot for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe you drop your Lincolns for the Aegis?
No,
no,
Lumi. Drop your Midas.
No. Midas is attack speed, dude. Lincolns, not so much.
Lincolns is nothing. I mean, it's getting to the point where we're going to look at both teams really heavily focus on controlling lane equilibrium, right? Try and keep every wave across the river, and so far, that's where NG, right now anyway, in the immediate, have the slight advantage. Being able to boot to travel Invoker across the map, keep these lanes pushed out, and Execration have to address middle lane, which has been moved all the way towards the tier 3. That mid spot, well, NG scouting Roshan with Sunstrike, but it's a bit too early. Just a little bit too early. I wonder if they took the time.
I imagine so.
I mean, they're still scouting it. There's a minute to go until he can spawn.
Illusion.
I don't think they did.
Maybe scouting for wards. Yeah, Batriders throwing napalms out.
I mean, they sunstruck and they moved Rubik in there. This is a scary position to be in.
It would be really funny if they actually don't have the time.
I honestly feel like they don't, or they've like miscalculated by a minute. It feels like they've miscalculated by like exactly 1 minute. Oh well, they're still gonna smoke themselves around the pit, and with the Firefly from the Batrider, oh, who can they find? Gabby swarms across. They know it's coming in. They know that NGE are in the area, and Seal, even though he's zipping himself forward to the Shikuchi, cannot find Gabby. The Lincolns and the Shikuchi himself gets them back to the tier 3. And you got to ask the question now. Oh, Batrider, hello?
Want to have a little gander in the base?
Okay. Well, that's Bat's
Yeah,
BKB gone.
That's a big one for Execration. NG's out of smoke for a while. And like you said, Roche is spawning right about now, right? Execration still has a smoke of their own, so... Somehow, I guess Disruption found its way to the Luna.
On the illusion,
Super
yeah.
annoying.
Combo out onto Ogre Magi. 3-4-3 looking to play aggressively in there. The sentry's down, but the last one comes in, catches one. The Nick Carapace and the stun, but Execration lose 3. The Invoker turns back and kills the 4th. Oh god, Execration, you fought outside of your base and they want to kill a 5th. It's the Courier. The Shagbark's dead. Weaver is the last man standing. And with a glyph available, you can delay this, but only for so long.
Buybacks.
No, I opened up the buyback tab just before that fight broke out. I was looking at it thinking, this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. And they go straight for tier 4s.
Well, I keep saying that they don't have answer for Sniper, but the one fight that they do, they caught a bet without buyback. And Sunstrike? Oh my god, they actually got the kill. I didn't think so, and they called the GG.
All of a sudden, next generation from Vietnam take out Execration in game number 1. Best of 3, of course, and well, the way today has gone, we might see this go to 3.
Upset time.
It is. It definitely is.
Alright, give me the over and under on whether there's a Rubik ban for game 2.
A Rubik ban at all?
Yeah, at all. There's gotta be a Rubik ban, right?
Yeah, it's 100%. Second phase, 4th ban.
Wow, you went... Okay, second phase, I call you there, but 4th ban, you want to be that exact?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
Because Execration, they'll forget about it in the second phase, and they'll ban, like, Axe or something, and then they'll ban Rubik as the 4th.
Alright.
It's going to happen. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with game number 2 coming up in a little bit, guys.